So that video blew up on a few different platforms, and a lot of you want to know what, how, and why. First things first, don't do this. This is for informational purposes only. I am a trained professional. I went to school to learn how to with ignition coils. The idea was born from hanging out in the shop with my buddies. They would crank my vise down like a bastard, so when I was in a hurry working on something, I'd come up and it's not good for the vise. It strips it out. Got irritated and I said, quit with my vise, or you're gonna fucking get it. And that turned it into a game to see how tight they could make it. Right away, I knew I was gonna use electricity. But if you know anything about electricity, you know in order to get shocked, you have to complete a circuit. If you're touching the vise with one hand, you're not completing a circuit. First thought was to put a metal plate next to the vise, but you have rubber soles on your shoes. Early in this thought process, I was actually thinking about using 110 right out of an outlet, and I was like, no, I don't want to kill anyone. Then one day, I was testing spark on a vehicle, and I accidentally touched this in the wrong place, and fuck. And I knew what I was gonna do. If you've ever been around with a coil or an ignition wire while the car is running, you know just as well as I do that ignition coil don't give a if you complete the circuit. Oh! I happen to have a Ford Model T ignition coil. Super simple. You got your ground, your spark, and your power. These normally take 6 volts and put out about 10,000 volts. We're going to use 12 volts. That 12 volts is going to come from a computer power supply. Real quick, in a nutshell, these are what the wires are. Combine all the yellow, combine all the black, should end up with a 12 volt and a ground. You can't just leave this thing running 24/7, so you got to put a switch. In this case, I actually modified my vise and I put a temporary on button right here. This is perfectly closed. It pushes the button. Push the button, we have power. For demonstration purposes, I connected the spark wire to a alligator clip to show you that while activated, our spark plug is sparking. That spark wire would normally go to the vise. So, yeah, that's it. That's what, how, and why that happened. But let's watch me grab that again to show my friends that they're pussies.